So notice question 15 asks about the preceding passage as a whole. So this is a type of question you'll see often where it wants to add a sentence and it's going to ask you, where do you think this sentence most fits? The easiest way to answer this is to read this sentence, get a good understanding of it. So beneath each of the three arches was a glass wall with doors opening into the motel. So for this, we are going to be on the lookout for the part that brings up the arches, right? The part that's going to talk about a glass wall, doors opening into the motel. So our options are point A in paragraph 1, B in paragraph 2, C in paragraph 3, or D in paragraph 4. So what we want to do is go back and reread these parts. Now, while you're reading, if you ever notice like an A, um, if you ever notice the B, the C like that, that's an indication that this type of question is probably coming for you. So just be prepared. So again, we're looking for stuff about the arches, glass wall, doors opening into the motel. So part A, we always want to read the sentence that comes before and the part that would come after it. Architect Paul Revere Williams opened his own firm in 1922, and his vision and willingness to experiment led to a successful 50-year career of planning buildings primarily near Los Angeles. He helped create more than 3,000 buildings, which varied in type. Well, there it doesn't really make sense to bring up the arches of a glass wall. We'd be confused because we'd be thinking, what arches, what glass wall? So it's not going to be point A. All right, point B. So notice here, Williams was tasked with creating an eye-catching design that would attract guests. He drew inspiration from a Southern California architectural trend known as Googie, envisioning a motel that combined the blah, blah, blah. Well, here, perhaps Googie is what the three arches with the glass wall doors opening into the motel might be. So we'll just pause on that. Point 3 would go right here. So Williams designed 28-foot high concrete, notice, arches that jutted out over the sidewalk. Beneath each of the three arches was a glass wall with doors opening into the motel. So C is definitely going to be better than B because right here it brings up the arches for the first time. So then it makes sense to bring up the arches here. Now if we look at point D in paragraph 4, it says, Indian Mosa La Conca Motel was torn down in 2005. The famous shell-like lobby lives on. Beneath each of the three arches was a glass wall with doors opening into the motel. Preservation groups saved it from demolition. Well, that would break the flow of this paragraph. It's clear that it here is talking about the lobby, so adding this sentence in would make that unclear. Therefore, C is the best option. Notice we try to figure out what this sentence is about and then find where the sentences around it would match. Brings up arches here, so that would work. So therefore C is the correct answer to number 15.